A tense standoff at sea. The United States Navy finds itself encircled by Chinese and Russian warships. What does this mean for global stability? Is this a test of power or the prelude to something far more dangerous? Stay tuned as we break it all down. The South China Sea and the Pacific Ocean have long been hotspots of military tension. In recent months, Beijing and Moscow have ramped up their naval cooperation, conducting joint drills that have put them in direct proximity to the US Navy. But this time, something is different. Reports indicate that the US warships have been completely surrounded. The United States maintains a formidable presence in the Indo Pacific, with aircraft carrier strike groups, nuclear submarines, and destroyers patrolling strategic waters. The US Navy is prepared for any threat. But even the most powerful fleet can find itself in vulnerable positions when facing a coordinated show of force. China has been expanding its navy at an unprecedented rate, deploying aircraft carriers like the Liaoning and Shandong, along with the Type 055 destroyers and stealthy submarines. Meanwhile, Russia has sent its missile, cruisers, and anti submarine ships into the region, tightening the circle around the American fleet. Are these just military drills, or is there a hidden message behind these movements? The Pentagon has responded cautiously but firmly, reaffirming the US commitment to defending its allies and maintaining freedom of navigation. Meanwhile, defense analysts warn that this situation could escalate into a major geopolitical crisis. Is this just a saber rattling, or we are witnessing the early stages of a new Cold War? If tensions continue to rise, we would see dangerous confrontations in international waters. A single miscalculation could spark a conflict with global repercussions. But is diplomacy still an option? Could negotiations between Washington, Beijing, and Moscow de escalate this naval standoff? The world superpowers are locked in a dangerous game of naval brinkmanship. Will cooler heads prevail, or is a storm brewing on the horizon? One thing is certain, this is a test of power that could redefine global military dominance. But what do you think will happen next? Let us know in the comments. For more updates on global military developments, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Stay informed, stay prepared. Russia is strategically leaning on its partnership with China to strengthen its position in the East, capitalizing on resource rich territories and crucial ports. But is this a wise move for Moscow? Do these coordinated efforts between China and Russia heighten tensions in the Pacific? If the United States seeks to uphold its influence in the region, what actions should it take next? Controlling key trade routes in the Pacific provides China with not only major economic benefits, also significant geopolitical leverage. Meanwhile, for Russia, expanding its Far East and tapping into Arctic resources could serve as essential economic objectives. With climate change making the Northern Sea route more accessible, Moscow stands to gain substantial economic and strategic advantages. However, do these ambitions stop at economic dominance alone? The South China Sea remains a flashpoint for military friction. In 2021, a US Navy destroyer carried out a freedom of navigation operations near the Paracel Island, territory claimed by China. In response, the Chinese military swiftly tracked the vessel and issued firm warnings. Incidents like these have become increasingly common, with both sides blaming each other for provocative behavior. In May 2023, a Chinese J-16 fighter jet made a dangerously close pass near a US RC-135 reconnaissance aircraft operating in international airspace over the South China Sea. The near miss created severe air turbulence, causing the RC-135 to shake violently, jeopardizing flight safety and adding to the already high tensions in the region. More recently, in June 2024, friction between China and the Philippines in the South China Sea escalated further. US officials warned that unchecked aggressions could result in dangerous miscalculations. On June 17, US State departments with spokespersons reaffirmed America's support for its ally, the Philippines, and denounced China's increasingly reckless actions. He cited multiple incidents where Chinese vessels used water cannons, rammed, obstructed, and even towed damaged Philippine ships, directly endangering Filipino personnel. Millett stressed that such actions threaten regional peace and stability. Echoing these concerns, U.S. Ambassador to the Philippines took to social